while this is my track plan within JMRI, I want to have this as a mimic panel. Now, this section here is really an end-to-end layout. It only becomes a roundy once we get up to the top level via this route here. So for me to have this as a nice mimic panel, I've got quite a lot of information I've got to be able to put onto the mimic panel. So in the previous video, I showed this mimic panel, which is at Williston Station, and this controls the end-to-end section of the layout from Williston to the various sections that you can go. Now this means I had 10 possible routes that could be taken from either of the platforms on this station. So looking back at this diagram here, so these were the two platforms we were looking at in Williston Station. So when we take a look at all this, it could go into this section here, or it can go into here and here, or it could come up to here and go through to this and then go around to here and eventually up into the central station area. Now on that mimic panel, what you would have had was LEDs showing you the current turnout positions for this one here and here, this one, these ones, this one here, and also here. But I would also need to have block detection showing up. So to achieve this on the mimic panel on the main section of the layout, I'm going to need a lot of LEDs and a lot of buttons for if I go down the routes or whether I go down controlling individual turnouts like these and here. So for me to do this, I'm going to be using the Arduino Mega and the MCP2515, and at the moment I'm currently testing a 47 IO LCC node. This node is built on the 13 IO sketch that I'd shown me using for the layout so far, but has been expanded. Now this will need to be worked on. I'm currently testing it using the USB connection to see if it's going to do what I want. Now I could separate this out and have them as 47 inputs and then maybe one as 47 outputs. So here you can see in the LCC network tree, the module. And I'll just go into the configuration tool to see what it's going to look like. And here you can see we've got the 47 channels. So let's say at this version at the moment, I've actually put in the pin numbers individually just so you could see what it like. Otherwise it would just be 1 to 47. Obviously we've got the usual choices we had before for all the inputs and outputs. Now at this point here I'm using pin 3 as an output PA inverted. This is because I'm driving the LED from the 5 volt output from the shield, and then the data is coming back from the LED to the data pin on the Mega. So that allows me to do this what I want with it. So that allows also, rather than the Arduino Mega pin supplying the 5 volts, you're actually using it to sync the voltage and the currents, which is better for the Arduino Mega. And then if we take a look here, you can see on startup it says it's inactive. Now at the moment I'm just working on something. When I start the module, the LEDs would all be on, even though they would be showing here as active, and this one would be active. Now this is something we're working with, but when I've got this now here as active and active, my LEDs are flashing because of the way I've set them up here. to be as a flash every 1 or basically 100 milliseconds. But if I go here and then trigger, the LEDs go out. Obviously I haven't got a camera set up for you to see it, and then when I go onto the on event, they will flash as expected. So as I say, this is early stages with it. Again, you can only teach each pin one event. Now the way I work with JMRI, this is acceptable to me. But in the future, we're going to show you a different sketch which will allow you to have multiple events taught to each node. So you could have one event coming in would flash an LED, another event would flash the same LED, or turn it on full or turn it off, so we can teach them multiple events. So that's something we are working on for the future. So I've added the sketch to the examples under the mega folder. Obviously this one at the moment is only as a no can, because I haven't actually set it up with an MCP2515 module yet. Hopefully in 2 days I should receive some of these modules. Then I will be testing it with the CAN USB 4 on the CAN bus system. I'll also have an Arduino Nano connected to it, and I'll be teaching it some events from that node. So hopefully that shows some of the progress we are working with to get this project going further. Anyway, thank you again for watching. Bye now.